Welcome to you all on this fine day. My name is Martin Post, and it's my privilege to be the headmaster of Watford Grammar School for Boys. Our musicians here today, who are all from Year 8 and 9, Alex Page, Paul Greeley, Tom Watts, Justin Ho and Michael Sidoli. And the first part of the talk today is largely going to be, you'll be pleased to hear, not listening to me. The people who are going to help me are Johnny Waller, our head prefect, Akshar Abhyankar and Colm Finnegan from Year 8, and Samir Patel from Year 10. And the other thing I have to do is to tell you where the fire exits are. They are there, and out there. But we're hopeful that you won't need to use those. So, you all know, as well as I do, that there are many, many good schools in Watford. And you are, although you probably don't believe it, very lucky in the choice that you have. But I'm well aware that choice is a difficult thing. But the theme of what I say today is that success is a choice that you make. We want to help you make that choice today. Now, first of all, hands up everybody in Year 6, because you're the crucial ones. Right, excellent. Year 5? See, there's almost as many Year 5s. Year 4? 3? 2? 2? Yeah, we've got some... Right, okay, that's good. Now, this bit's for you, okay? I want to talk to you and give you a feeling about what it's like to be here at the school. Now, the most important thing you'll do are the lessons. And to tell you a little bit about the lessons, I'd like to introduce Akshar.
Ladies, gentlemen and fellow students, my name is Akshar Abhyankar and I'm currently in Year 8. I can remember where I was sitting, where all of you are now, aspiring to be a student at Watford Boys. It feels like it was only yesterday, and yet so much has happened since I had my first taste of secondary school life. In July, before starting school, the boys and their families will be invited to a family fun day where they will meet their future classmates and form prefects. It's a great opportunity to get a head start on making new friends and team building skills. Some of the activities are fun things like a paper plane competition, bouncy castles, three-legged races and more. In Watford Boys, there's a house system that encourages team spirit and competition with other houses. The houses are Bushy, Cassio, Fuller, Groves, New, Turner and Platt. For example, I'm in Cassio House and my form is 8C. There can be extreme competition between houses in sports, debating and drama, which can also earn boys house points. These add up to a final total, and the house that earns the most points wins the house cup, much like Harry Potter. You can also earn points by having outstanding work, participating in class or good behaviour. In Key Stage 3, the curriculum is quite different to what you have in primary school. It covers more subjects, but each subject has different teachers, all who do a great job at making classes interactive, but also do a great job at handing out homework. They ensure that every lesson is fun, interactive, and interesting for every student. There will be many educational and exciting trips in the school for many subjects, like visiting a 1066 battle reenactment at Hastings, and in German, a trip to a mock German market where you can shop using German currency. Here in Watford Boys, music plays a big part in the school. Not only will you have a double period of music a week, there will also be music lessons available. There is a school music concert every term that showcases the best of all the school's music. Mr. Hussey, the director of music, holds an annual music competition at the end of the year for any musicians or vocalists to have a go. Everyone is encouraged to have a go. The recently built music centre, the Clarendon Muse, is a place I urge you to visit sometime today. It's a new and modern centre completely dedicated to music. In the first few days, you may feel rather lost in the school while moving from classroom to classroom, since it is such a large and busy place. However, there's always a prefect or teacher there willing to help you out. Soon you and your classmates will get to know your way around and feel part of this wonderful school. Also, for many children at the school, learning languages will be a new experience and hopefully an enjoyable one. Each form assessed language will either be French or German. I myself studied German, which was a great experience learning about a completely new and different culture. In Year 8, boys can choose another language between French, German, Spanish or Latin. I chose Latin, which was influenced by the classic school club I joined in Year 7. Watford Grammar School for Boys is a fantastic school. It has helped me to socialise, learn and grow in confidence. In all honesty, I'm very happy to be a Watford Boys student, and the school has exceeded all of my expectations. Thank you for listening.
Now, you can believe this or believe this not, but I don't actually know what they're going to say before they start speaking, so it's always a surprise to me. But I can tell you that the best advert for the school, the boys that are here. So do take the time whilst you're here to talk to the boys. They will be very honest with you about their experiences in the school. The Year 8 guides will show you round. There are sixth formers, senior prefects around, and lots of Year 11s, lots of boys participating. Talk to them about their experiences in the school. So anyway, back to Year 6s. After Year 7, you'll go on to GCSE, or whatever we have when you get to GCSE, and then on to A-level, and then on to university. My very first assembly will be talking to you about going to university. You may have seen the research from the Sutton Trust last year and the DFE this year, which pointed out that half of our sixth form students will go to the top 15 universities in the country. And that means that they're going to the second best, the top universities in the second best university system in the world. So from here, they are stepping into world-class higher education. You'll also have seen that the Boys and the Girls Grammar School are the most successful schools of their type in the country for getting students to academically successful universities. And again, if you don't believe me, it's on that notice board over there. So there you are. You Year 7s, you Year 6s will be here for 7 years, and we will be working on the next 10 years of your life. That's longer than you've been alive up to this point, which is quite staggering, isn't it? You can see all the subjects that we teach here in our prospectus, which you'll find online, and you'll see that there is a flyer for that in the pack that you have when you come into the school. The prospectus links are talks about our very close links with Watford Grammar School for Girls, and they've always existed, and I can tell you we both thrive on the sibling rivalry. Now, actually, I'll mention teachers. You'll get a lot from them, but they will expect a lot from you. They'll expect you to be prepared for your lessons, to do your homework, and to always do your best. Because I want you to look forward to coming to school every day, just like I do. Everyone here is friendly, but we expect everybody to take responsibility for their own behaviour, to respect each other and to respect their teachers. We've got a code of conduct in the calendar that everybody carries around with them, so everybody knows what's expected of them. And you're expected, as I say, to take responsibility for your own behaviour. Anyway, that's lessons, but there's much more about this school than just what goes on in the classroom. And to tell you a little bit about that, I'd like to introduce Cole.
Good morning, future students and parents. I am Colin Finnegan, a student in Year 8 here at Watford Boys. I have been given the honour of not only welcoming you here today, but also informing you of the outstanding sporting facilities and opportunities we have at our school. Firstly, I think we already know how successful our school is academically. However, very few people realise that we are equally as successful in sport. In fact, Watford Boys Grammar School has produced many successful sportsmen. To name a few, Owen Joshua Lucy, who holds 55 caps for England, 3 for the British and Irish Lions, and 186 for the London Wasps. He has also just been appointed as the head of Welsh Rugby. And more recently, Alex Lazowski, who last season was selected for Championship rugby side Leeds Carnegie, directly as a result of playing rugby at Watford Boys. When I joined in Year 7, I loved sport and would play anything when given a chance, although I only played football at the time. However, during the school year, I was introduced to many sports, including rugby, cricket, basketball and athletics. I really enjoyed all of them straight away and have even started playing for clubs outside of school. In Year 7, the main sport in which every boy takes part is rugby. I found that the PE staff not only focused on the actual sport being played, but also on good sportsmanship and making friends that we can trust. During the first term, there is a Year 7 inter-house rugby tournament on a Saturday morning in which all boys take part to represent their form. It is great fun for all those taking part, as well as for all the parent spectators. Last year, I actually captained my unbeaten team to victory, so Cassio House are the current holders of the cup. As well as that, there is a Year 7 rugby team which competes against other schools, not only in weekly fixtures, but also in a few tournaments. Due to how high the standard of rugby is at our school, we mostly play private and other grammar schools. Now you may be thinking that we would have no chance against these types of schools. However, last season, my team won 8 out of a possible 11 games and narrowly came runners-up in the Broxbourne tournament. If you particularly enjoy any of the sports I've mentioned, then you can attend extracurriculum clubs. The list is endless of different types, making many opportunities for everyone to get involved in sport. When I did, it helped me to make friends not only out of my form, but also from other year groups. For example, athletics is for Year 7 to Year 10. Because of this, I think athletics is a great sport to get to take part in, and there is no reason why you shouldn't. Trials are held for every event at the start of the summer term. 2 teams are then put together, a Year 7-8 team and a Year 9-10 team. The teams then go on to compete in weekly league meets against other schools, held at Woodside Athletic Stadium and Jarman's Park Stadium. Also, towards the end of the summer term, all pupils attend and compete in their houses against each other as our whole school sports day, which involves all kinds of track and field athletics events. This is also held at Woodside Stadium. There are several other inter-house competitions too throughout the year for many other sports like cricket, hockey, cross-country and tug-of-war. I have done my best to give you all an insight into the sporting facilities and opportunities Watford Boys has to offer. I would definitely encourage all boys to participate in some form of sport and join the clubs available, as it really does help you to make friends and get to know people as well as the teachers. I believe that I have made use of the facilities and have really benefited from them, so I hope you do too. Good luck, future students. Thank you for your time, and remember, great opportunities are here for the taking.
One of the disadvantages of not listening to what they say beforehand is that he's pinched half my speech, but still, that's the way it goes. So, there's lots to get involved with here. There is music, 15 different orchestras or ensembles, drama with 3 major productions a year, there's arts, there's clubs, there's debating, sports of all kinds, house competitions where what you do in the classroom actually not only wins house points for your house, and the house system is run by the boys for the boys, but also for every point that you get, we make a donation to charity. And that means that at the end of the year, we have about £10,000 going directly to the charities of the boys' choices for the work that they do in the classroom. We have the sports fields here. We've got the new long jump pit. We've got the fitness centre, the climbing wall here, all of which I encourage you to go and see. But we've also got the new field with the full-sized all-weather pitch down there, and I'm going to talk a little bit later about the developments that we want down there. We're a Saracens partner school. We're the top hockey state school in the country, with the only school that's been at the last 3 national finals. We're in cricket. We consistently are the best state school at cricket in the county, holding at the minute 2 out of the 4 age group county cups. We're the top cross-country team. We've got the top age group tennis team. We're regional table tennis and orienteering champions, district basketball winners. We've got table tennis champions playing in Hungary at the minute. We've got world word champions, and I don't know what they are. Similarly, we've got world Pascal champions. I'm even dimmer about that. We've had Dragon Boat internationals, as well as students playing football for Chelsea, Arsenal and Watford youth teams, which they are strongly encouraged to do. There are trips. The Year 7 trip that we encourage everybody to participate in Year 7, and we've got things like, you've seen some pictures of the classics trips, the French, German and Spanish exchanges, the sports tours. The last ones were hockey and cricket to Sri Lanka and rugby to Canada. The D.A.V. award that runs here now caters for about 2/3 of all of the Year 10s doing their bronze awards, and many of the sixth formers going on to do gold awards. So we expect everybody to get involved in something, whether it's the animation club or the Scrabble club or the chess club or the Islamic, Indian, Jewish, Christian or Asian cultural societies. We expect you to take advantage of the opportunities. Now, somebody who does really get involved is going to talk to you now. Samir.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and fellow students. My name is Samir Patel. I am 14 years old and I'm currently in Year 10. To put it into perspective, last year I chose my GCSE subjects, and this year I have begun studying for them. I am here today not to tell you about how many school trips Watford Grammar offers, or about how outstanding our results are, but I am here today to tell you about what you can do to make the most of the opportunities offered here. Think of Watford Boys as a motorway. You have the option for fast lane or an even faster lane. Both will get you to your destination, but it's up to you to get yourself into the lane that suits you. You could ask, which lane should I pick? Which lane is right for me? Well, to help you with that, let me tell you what I did. When I started Watford Grammar, to figure out what was right for me, I took part in all aspects of school life. I went for choir, badminton, cricket, hockey, debating. If one didn't suit, I tried another. In fact, I had absolutely no idea what debating was. Yet, my teammate and I ended up coming in the top 20 in the international competition for youth debaters. And with hockey, from not knowing how to hold a hockey stick, I made it into the A team. That's the team that thrashed Habs 9-1. Just had to slip that one in there. Anyway, let's get back onto that motorway. You need to set yourself targets and jump into that deep end. Try different activities in school. There are so many. That way, you can have a feel for various activities and decide what you like. The teachers here are excellent. They are very supportive. Just go to all the clubs they're on. Turn up early on Saturday mornings to sports fixtures. Make the most of the countless opportunities offered here and learn from the teachers. Now, for those of you who have just woken up, I would just like to leave you with these wise words. Watford Grammar will guide you, but you need to have the drive. You need to set yourself targets, and you need to make Watford Grammar School for Boys your first choice. Thank you for listening.
See, I'm fairly superfluous, really, aren't I? It's still. Now, that's all fine, but I understand that if you come here, you might think you're going to feel like a small person in a very big place, surrounded by very, very many big, big people. But I know that the older boys here will do everything that they can to support you. And to tell you a bit about that, here is Johnny Waller, who is our head prefect this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to quickly say I've probably drawn the short straw in having to speak to you last this morning because the whole of my speech has been stolen by all the boys who preceded me. So I'll try not to bore you with the next things that I have to say. Anyway, good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and prospective students of the school, and welcome to Watford Grammar School for Boys. As Mr. Post has told you, I'm Jonathan Waller, and I'm the current head prefect of the school, and I'm privileged and feel very privileged to be able to speak to you this morning. For many of you here this morning, I'm well aware that this is probably the first time you have seen one of your boys do the transition from primary school to secondary school. I myself remember the process vividly, as daunting as it was with the never-ending list of schools to visit on open days. But I hope that today will be as informative for you as possible. So why have I been asked to talk to you this morning? Well, I'm here with Mr. Post and my fellow students to explain to you why you would be making such a fantastic decision in choosing for your sons to attend Watford Boys. I'm aware that you have probably all already been bombarded with statistics and metrics that demonstrate why this is such a good school. I promise I won't continue in the same vein. However, it really must be stressed how good an environment for learning your sons will be entering if they choose to study here. Aside from the outstanding GCSE and A-level results that the school achieves year on year, that regularly rank us highly on the league tables, the school has a fantastic teaching staff that conduct truly inspiring lessons. Lesson time is always extremely varied, and even in the early years at school, you as a student are never given the opportunity to become bored. Furthermore, boys are always stretched and encouraged to achieve. Never in my time as a lower school student did I or any of my colleagues feel that we were coasting in a sense. It is a bit of a cliche, but you are really pushed to the best of your ability at Watford Boys, and the fantastic public exam results, I think, are testament to that fact. It would be wrong to say, however, that we as a school are a school that solely focuses on academia. The well-rounded nature of each and every student is also an integral part of our school's success. No matter what sport you do, what instrument you play, what hobbies you like to get involved in, there is something here for you. Now, I was hoping to wow you with how many activities that I got involved in when I was in Year 7, but I think Samir's stolen that from me. However, in my first week, I remember back to when I was in Year 7, the head prefect at the time told me to get involved in absolutely everything I possibly could. Of course, I took this literally, and in the first week joined the rugby team and the hockey team, much to the delight of my parents who had to clean my kit what seemed like every day of the week. I joined 2 orchestras, the debating society, the chess club, and so on. My friends, on the other hand, opted for more exotic hobbies such as fencing and Warhammer Club, which were around at the time. And please believe me, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you there was a Warhammer Club at Watford Boys. Excuse me. Not only do I feel that this demonstrates the diversity that the school possesses, but also shows how much opportunity there is at the school in comparison to others. I often hear of schools in the area where it is difficult to provide anything more than a few sports teams due to the variety of restrictions. I find this so disheartening as a student who loves to get involved in extracurricular activities, but I assure you that that is simply not the case here. And if you do want to get involved in something, the school will more than likely provide you with the means to do so. The only true restriction is how many bags of equipment you can carry to school each day. Furthermore, we as a school pride ourselves on having one of the best sports setups in the county. The dedication and high standard of our PE department means that we produce competitive school rugby, hockey and cricket teams that compete against the top independent schools in the country. Moreover, it only takes one look around the mews outside the front of the school to realise how fortunate we are to have such a fantastic music department. In addition to the vast number of clubs on offer, as Mr. Post has said, there is also a varied school programme of school trips for your sons to get involved in. These are often seen as one of the highlights of your school career, and I would recommend that if you do come to the school, you get involved in as many as you possibly can. I, for instance, was fortunate enough in Year 11 to travel to Iceland on a geography field trip and came back having had one of the best experiences of my life. Which brings me to the final point of my brief presentation this morning. Not only at Watford Boys will your sons achieve the best possible education in an intellectually stimulating environment with the best teachers, but they will also have one of the most enjoyable, engaging and exciting periods of their lives. From day one of my time here, I was welcomed with open arms by a school that really cares about the progress of each and every individual student. And I guarantee that, should you choose for your sons to come here, the same will be done for them next September. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your day and good luck with your future applications. Thank you very much.
Right, I'm now going to ask the boys to leave because they've got to do this 3 times and they need to go and get some fresh air, I think. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Well done. Okay, I'm going to start talking to the parents now. Now, this is the most successful school of its kind in the country. We were the Financial Times Best State School of 2004, again in 2006, and in 2010 we were the only school labelled comprehensive in their top 100 schools. In 2006, when we were last Ofsteded, it was outstanding. We were judged again to be outstanding in 2010 when we had a maths subject inspection, and we were in the HMI report as one of the top 10 mathematical schools in the country. We became, in September 2010, one of the new wave of academic academies, precisely because we were outstanding. Nothing's changed, but we're now in a stronger position to ensure that we can continue to raise standards moving into the future. We're a specialist school in science, maths and modern foreign languages, but to be quite honest, we could have had a specialism across the board in every curriculum area. We are also a national support school, and this means that we give support to other schools, both locally and nationally, because of the expertise of our staff. For instance, at the moment, my deputy, Mr Alcorn, is currently running Rickmansworth School until their new head takes over. But this is a school with a comprehensive intake, and students of all abilities come here. However, it is an academically specialised school, and it's important that you realise that. We get some of the best results of any schools in the country, and we do that with boys, and you're not supposed to be able to do that with boys. And it doesn't happen by chance. Now, as you can see, results-wise, these are the GCSE results for last year. See 2013 over here. And the A2 results. I just want to point to one figure on the A2 results, which is that one. Over 1 in 5 of all of the A-level exams taken achieved the very top grade, the A-star grade. And actually that's gone up due to remarks in the past month. The national level is 6%. So that's the kind of level that we are taking boys just like your sons. These results were not achieved by boys different to your sons. People just like your sons go through and achieve these results, and it's very important that you bear that in mind. Value added here is outstandingly good, which means that we add value to all of our students. And we're very proud of that, and we're still looking to improve, even though some of our students are so good, they can't actually add any more value. And as I say, these results are achieved by ordinary boys. We expect students to work hard, both at school and at home. We expect them to read a great deal. We don't apologise for putting pressure on to succeed, because they put pressure on each other. We have an academic curriculum throughout. All boys will experience 3 modern languages and Latin, and keep at least 1 GCSE going in a modern foreign language. We have separate sciences, and over 2/3 of the boys will follow the IGCSE course in separate sciences. Virtually all science and maths, as in every other subject, is taught by specialist teachers. We only have academic A-levels in the sixth form and the EPQ qualification, although we are looking now to incorporate the new massively online open courses that universities are actually putting out, called MOOCs. And by the time your boys are in the sixth form, these will be integrated into the sixth form studies. Most boys are now doing 4 A2 levels in the sixth form, so high standards continue right the way throughout. Indeed, when your son comes here in Year 7, as I said, we believe they're embarking on a 10-year project that will see them skilled up to ensure success in their first degrees. It's important that you realise this is an academically specialist school. Don't ask your son to come here unless you're confident he will flourish in that environment. Academic results are important, though, but as we've said, they're not the whole story. It's important that your son leaves us as a confident person, prepared for the challenges of a changing world. And we believe that confidence comes from excelling himself, but also mixing with others who excel. And that's why we stress the importance not only of playing an instrument, but of playing it as well as you can. Of not only playing sport, but winning with style and flair. Of not only passing exams, but getting the best grades possible. Everybody here draws on the success of everybody else, and I do mean everybody. We are proud of the fact we have students here from all cultures, all religions, all backgrounds, all communities, and we expect the same high standards of each and every one of them. And the best part of my job is that no matter how high we set the bar, every year they exceed what we expect. Now, part of building that confidence in your sons is about making sure they feel secure. The sixth formers, for instance, are charged with making sure that the young boys settle well into the school. They run the workshop every day, which mentors the boys who are having difficulties with academic subjects. The most important person in your son's life here will be his form tutor, who will look after him on a daily basis and ease his transition into the school. And as you've heard, they'll meet first of all in July when they come and visit the school. Then they'll meet on the fun day when the form tutor will be helping the boys through a series of activities to integrate with each other in the form. They'll meet on the special induction day that we have at the start of the autumn term, where only the Year 7s and the lower 6th come in. So by the time your sons actually start school, they will know the place better than I do. Backing up the form tutors are the head of year, the deputy heads and me. And they're all around the school. You're very happy to approach any one of them. And a lot of them are over in the sixth form centre answering admissions questions at the moment. Now, you'll be able to talk to them shortly after I've finished, which I can tell you is not going to be long now. Now, our rivals in this area are largely independent schools with great facilities. And we want our boys to have the best that is provided in the state sector. I always say that our local rivals, and you know who they are great rivals to have. They're only slightly worse than us, but we're free. You will see that we have, as you go around the school, largely finished a complete redevelopment of the site here. And it's largely self-financed. We've done the Clarendon Muse, our music centre, and we share that with our tenants, the Watford School of Music. It's been open for 5 years and is an absolutely fantastic place in which to work. While that was being built, we refurbished and extended the sports hall and built the fitness centre. So please go over and have a look over there. You'll find one of our other tenants, the dance school, are over there, but do go upstairs and look at the fitness centre. The next phase was to redevelop the sixth form centre, where the admissions inquiries are, and part of that development was to build in a food technology centre. Please go and have a look at that. So we have cookery for all of Key Stage 3 for the first time in the history of the school. The next stage of our development, and continuing the healthy school theme, was to develop the canteen. Please go and sample the catering that's over there. It's fantastic. We also built a special needs area over in the English block. And in the final stage, we've refurbished the theatre over in the English block, put a new ceiling in here, refurbished my office. Welcome to show you that if you want to have a look. We've also refurbished the science block, which is the one that looks like the licorice allsort over the far side. And the maths classrooms were completed this summer. And if you go and have a look at those, the reason why those are interesting is because that's provided a template for what we're going to do throughout this block. Set up those rooms so that this block will have state-of-the-art classrooms throughout. And also, by September of next year, I want us to have redeveloped our pavilion down at the new field in partnership with West Herts Hockey Club and with Sports England. No less important, we've refurbished the playgrounds. We try and keep the toilets as good as possible because these are really crucial things for the boys on a day-to-day basis. All the time, we also work to keep up the quality of the staff so that all lessons are taught by subject specialists. That's the most important thing that we can do. And also, I must stress, that's what we do in Year 7 as well. They will have subject specialists teaching them. So, the place is beginning to look as I want it to. We're acquiring the facilities that match the quality of the students. You might still have some doubts, however. So what I want to do is I want to read you a letter, completely unsolicited, which came from a parent whose son left in the upper 6th. Tuesday the 1st of March 2006 was a difficult day for us. My husband lost his job, and when the admissions results were issued, we had to explain that we'd be unable to send him to the offered places at Haberdashers and St Albans School, and he'd have to go to your school. We believed we placed him in the position of having to settle for second best. How wrong we were. Monday, the 19th of December 2012, was an incredible day when he received a conditional offer to read geography at Jesus College, Oxford. This totally confirmed what we'd already come to realise, that, albeit reluctantly at the time, we'd actually settled for the very best. Watford Grammar School for Boys has provided an all-round education and an environment which has enabled him to thrive and hopefully achieve his dreams. Huge thanks. Unsolicited, I can give you her name afterwards if you like. Okay, I want to talk to you now about admissions, very briefly. Let me stress that the arrangements that I'm talking about are for this coming year. We're operating under the current admissions code of practice, which applies to all academies, as the same as it does to every other school. There are changes made to this periodically. Many of you are here because your sons are in Year 4 or Year 5. My advice is keep watching the websites because changes can be made year on year. We don't anticipate making any, but sometimes we get them imposed upon us. Now, as you came in, you should have got a brown envelope with a series of bits of paper in. If you didn't, you can get them at either end of this corridor. And inside you'll find there's an explanation of our admissions arrangements, there's the school information form here, and there's various other things like the copy of the school magazine, the Fullerian. So, we are an academic academy, and we were previously a voluntary aided school, so we look after our own admissions. However, we're part of the Pan-London admissions arrangements. So all London boroughs, plus 8 adjacent LEAs, and all the admissions authorities work together to ensure that every student gets an offer of one place through your own LEA, which is the one for the area in which you live. Now, the first step for you is to decide which of the excellent schools in the area is the right one for your son. If you decide it's us, you need to decide on the criterion or combination of criteria under which you wish to apply. Okay, now, if you look at the ivory sheet, this is the one with all the admissions arrangements on them, so you can have a look at that afterwards. I first must stress, we're a boys' school. Every year I'm deeply touched by someone trying to get a girl into the school. I can recommend a very good one down the road if you have a young girl that you are trying to place. Okay. We've got 190 places on offer. Now, where you live matters. We have traditionally been a school that serves the local area. Unless there is a brother here who joined the school before the sixth form, applications from outside of these areas have no realistic chance of being offered a place. So you need to check the advice on the back of the forms. You are invited to apply for both a community and a specialist place. There are 123 community places and 67 specialist places. Last year, as every year, we had around 700 applications for the 190 places, and in some years there are more. If we are oversubscribed, we go back and strictly apply these admissions criteria. We don't know how many will apply this year because we're still getting used to the idea that we test before application to the school. Okay? So I can't tell you how many are going to apply this year, but the criteria still apply. Now, 10% of the places are open to students who live closest to the school, who do not qualify under any other criterion. Hence, criterion 2. Let me talk to you about the sibling criteria, numbers 4 and 5. If you have a son already here who joined the school before the sixth form, you are assured of a place for him. If you have a daughter at Watford Girls' Grammar School, their younger brother can apply as a cross-sibling. But think, is your younger son suited to this environment? That's a question for you to decide. For cross-siblings, we advise they all take the test, as in some years not all of them will get in. Music is a very important part of the school, as you've heard, and we offer 10% of places to those with musical aptitude. The test, 25% of the places in each of the Watford and the traditional areas will be allocated by the test. After that, there are community places left, and they are filled in strict order. So, what you do now to apply? You send us the application form that is in your pack. No letter or accompanying information with it, please. It's not necessary. And the closing date for that is the 31st of October. But if you can get it into us by Thursday, the 24th of October, that would help us greatly. You also need to fill in a secondary transfer form for your local authority and send it back to them. So 2 application forms to fill in. For Hertfordshire County Council, you must return the STF by October the 31st. And virtually everybody does this online. And all the details are in the Moving On booklet. This is what happens then. So the local authority administers the system from then onwards. Now, if you have any questions about admissions, please refer to the team that are over in the sixth form block over at that end of the school, and they will answer any of your questions. If you're here about sixth form admissions, then Mr McGinty, the head of the upper sixth, will do a session over in T6, over in the sixth form block area, at 11:15. Now, please, take the opportunity to have a look around. Ask questions. As I said to you, students are the best advert for this school. Go where you like. You can have a look anywhere you like. If you see someone with a stripy tie, they're a senior prefect. The Year 8s are largely doing the guiding. They're very friendly. As I say, ask them anything you like. Thank you for listening, and remember, success is a choice. Thank you very much.